Hey guys, what's going on? All right, it's gonna be a little bit of cards on this one and a little bit of, I guess, story time. I wasn't really planning this, and it kind of came to me before I got on here that I'm feeling this push to like speak about my story. I'm not even exactly sure what's gonna come out. I'm praying that I don't that I can get through it without crying or whatever. And because I've already spoken about it, like a few different videos, but they're like giving me this push because there's this shift that's happening, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not exactly sure why this is coming up. So this is if you want to stick around and watch it. And I'm going to do the affirmations in the beginning to try to pump myself up too. So if you don't want to do this part, you can skip as well. So we're gonna light a little bit of incense and let it burn and just kind of speak what comes through, hopefully for a little boost of confidence. I am successful. I am resilient. I am powerful. I am remarkable. That's interesting. I am a divine being. I am a warrior. I'm a seeker of truth. Okay, I couldn't hear it at first. I am enough just as I am. Amen. I like to end it with that one. So you guys can do that your own practice if you want to on that. Child, it gets smoky, okay? Okay. I also have the Emperor and the Queen of Wands out here, and they were like, what did they say? Shoot, now it's gone, but it's something about that. And we have this Page of Swords right here in the middle, which is the Stalker card. So it's like there's a lot of eyes on you. We have this Two of Wands reversed, which is like this new beginning is starting, and you're moving out of this feeling. You're moving out of this feeling like you're all alone in this, ready to take an adventure, pulling on our strength hard right now. And then there's this leap of faith. We've got Tower in the background. What's new? Always be towers in my reading. Sorry, I didn't know how to handle this Uranus energy, but I mean, my child does too. So, I mean, he doesn't have that much. He has some Aquarius in his chart. I don't have any. Anyway, okay. So, all right. I don't know. Okay. Let me try to like just let it come through what needs to come through. I guess I'm getting this feeling like, because I know I don't leave my comments on, and I've been doing this for a while, and I kind of started to speak some different things because I started getting different like downloads that outside of this. I mean, I've been getting them outside of this, but like, and so I feel like some of us are kind of like in this idea, and I know for me, of course, I've always wanted this whole soul tribe. Like, I would love to have it come together, or for us to come together, but it's still very, very hard for me to talk about this because it's like, I just feel like I don't have the like clarity that I need to and the understanding that I need to. All right, so I'm going to try my best to nutshell this and not keep dragging it out. So I broke up with my baby daddy. My child's almost 9. So when he was like, we co-parented for a year, and then I moved down here and he was 2.5. And I was living with my mom, and that was not all bad, but it was tough. We had a harried relationship in the past, and just mostly I think that's a lot of us with our parents. Once you're like old enough, they're like, all right, get out of here. You know, like I get that too, where it's like it's tough once you've already been to school and all of that trying to live with your parents. And my mom and I have we have some similar, we've always butted heads in certain ways. So it was tough as a parent because it's like, you know, she was seeing a struggle in certain ways, wanted to like control things or tell us how to do it, to like be the like problem solver. And that was hard because I'm the parent, etc. So, and then after about a little over a year, she booted us out. That's a whole separate story. So, then I lived with my dad in a rental for a while, and then he wanted to get something and put it down, like put a mortgage down, like buy something. And he even sat me down and was like, that's going to be your place at some point and all this. And I was like, okay. I even talked to a friend to try to like get out of it, because I was like, I don't know how, I felt unsure. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like what if that's not what I want and stuff. But my dad was adamant about it, and I fully get that it's just throwing money away to rent. So I was like, okay, I get it. And my dad couldn't pay. He didn't have his credit didn't have the right credit or something, so my mom had to sign on it, and she had to pull out, like, I'm not sure if she had to pull out an equity line. I always forget. But we both signed papers, but it's her place because I haven't been able to afford this. And then at first it was me and my dad living here, and he was technically the like owner because he was paying for pretty much everything. She did a bunch of other stuff on the house too, like on the outside. So there were some other situations where I was gaslit and like in front of my family. Like my mom would sit us down and like it was like a family affair. Like everybody point, and it's not, I don't want to make it more dramatic than it needs to be, but it was just like, it still blows my mind because I'm like, nobody stood up for me in those moments. And so, and that's how you know that, like, you know, the one person that in the family that has the most power is like, it's easy to, you have that power to like put others down when you have other people that are like flying monkeys or whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I'm not good at talking about this stuff because I don't like it, because it's like, I'm still in a fucked up situation and this is still my family. So it's like, I don't want to just throw them under the bus, even if they have done stuff behind my back. I'm not that way. In some point in all this, my son was diagnosed with autism. My dad was living with us until he moved out because we had ABA therapists who were here like 8-hour days. Oh no, I'm sorry, 5-hour days. Plus he had clinic. So they were more or less our roommates for a while. And since then, my parents have been helping us to pay our mortgage. So, and then I started homeschooling my kid 2 years ago. We're almost at 2 years now. So I've been trying to figure out how to work from home, and that's kind of how all of this started, along with the fact that I really jumped into the spiritual journey and healing and awakening like in 2020, early 2021. I really started 2020, but like for sure 2021. And so, you know, doing psychic work and doing the tarot and channeling and stuff like that was all like that was like the next step for me. It was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. But like, what happened, why I really got started when I did is because my mom and I, like, obviously we weren't on good, like, some other things happened. There were some really intense fights, and right before we moved into this place, so we weren't on good terms. But at some point, I'm just like, I don't know how to do this. Okay. At some point in 2021, I was trying to figure out work again because Teddy was in school for a short time. So I was trying to figure out work, and we had Thanksgiving or something like that. And so it was like, I ended up talking to my mom, and she was like, hey, I need some help with cleaning the house and these different things. And so we sat down and talked about it. And soon after that, we kind of rekindled things. And I thought that things were better with us and that it was going to be okay. And plus, we're right here, and my mom had a pool, and we would go, like it felt necessary to try to like fix that, mend things. But I think as soon as like my dad moved out and my family were both helping us, my parents were both helping us with the payments, that's kind of when the friction started again, because that's what it seems like that seems like many relationships, and a lot of it comes down to money. Whether or not you want to say that's toxic, like, but it's like that seems to be a power struggle, period. So there was at some point that I started to see that my family was kind of like making jabs at me, and I started to see all this emotional manipulation with my mom. And like I said, it's hard to like nutshell this, and I don't want to like drag it out longer than it needs to be, because I've spoken about a lot of these different things on different videos too. But I kind of started to feel like I was the joke in the family, and they kind of saw me in this other storyline of like the damsel in distress, and like the pathetic one, and like the one who's made the wrong choice to be a single mom, and is woe is me or something. Like, I don't know. It was like all these different like weird like storylines that I was like, no, that's not. And I had this other idea and this vision for my life. And then what I started to realize is like, I started to say these different things. I had all these, and I'm still that kind of person. Like I come up with like ideas will just come to me, and I would like talk to her about it. And she's a talker too. And so we would like spitball. And then it would be like, we'd have this conversation, and I would feel like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to get started on this thing. And then it was like the next conversation we would have, she would just shut it down. And that's when I started to realize that it took me a couple of times that happening. It hurt me, I slammed it. It took a couple of times that happening for me to realize like, oh shit, like this is how dreams go and they die. Because it's like, these are the people because somehow or another, we had different people who were support at different times. And there were other power struggles there. Like, again, it's like, it's hard to nutshell things, but anyway, it's like, I started to realize that it was like, I can't just speak all this stuff because I need to be supported in these things. Like, I'm already on my own. Like, I if I don't have anybody to help me, it's not going to get off the ground. And I've done a lot of different things, and that have like, just like, I don't want to say they just died out or they just never took off or whatever. And I know that that's just part of the name of the game, especially with like anything that's entrepreneurial. Like, I know you have to fail 100 times before you get it or whatever. But I remember the summer before last summer, there were just a few really weird things that happened. Like, I kind of was trying to distance myself, and just me and Teddy kind of do our own thing. And I could feel the like the discomfort, and my mom like played victim about it a few different times. And then I spoke to her that like I wanted to be on my own now. Like by last summer I was like, I'm ready to take the next step, to like do the next thing, to take on some kind of at-home work. Like, I'm ready for it. And I spoke some different things. Like, there were a couple of different things that I wanted to do. Like, I was like, I maybe want to get an RV and live in an RV. And like the next day she printed all these papers off of like why that wouldn't work and all of the money. And she's very organized and she's very good with money. Like, whether or not there's corruption there, I don't know. But, she's very good with all of that and like numbers, and that would always boggle me. And I know that she knew that that was a tactic that she could use to confuse me. And because also I've never done anything like that, so it's like all these things would be new ventures, So and then she was having some issues with like her work. Some things were like moving around with work, and she was having like these issues, and she wanted me to move into a place and move into a trailer on the same plot of land. So like she would have a house, I'd have a trailer, we'd be living on the same piece of land, until I could figure out what's next. And that was kind of like the boiling point for me of like, this is not the vision for me, for my future. Like, I had no idea that this road was going to take me where it did, or that I was going to have such a hard time trying to get back on my feet. I don't know all the reasons why. I don't understand why finding a tribe or finding support has been so hard. But I was like, I'm going to figure this out on my own. And I even spoke to her that like, I was like, I want sovereignty. Like, I want to be on my own. And I feel triangulated in this situation because between me and my parents, like it's like a triangle. So, I don't know what all has happened in the background. I don't have any justice on anything. I just know that I've been up against this added battle this past year with people trolling me and, all of the like crazy stuff with my email. And there's only been a couple of things with the money threads that hasn't been that big a deal, but I know that like my account's been hacked because I've been getting those like weird bot emails and stuff like that. So, not having like that has been a long-standing like struggle, is not having, because like when I first moved home, I jumped into a job that I was working with moms. Like I was working, like I was teaching classes, but it was like a mom group. It was like a fit mom. So it's like, that's don't use that name. It's actually branded, but that was the name of her group. And so it was like all moms and stuff. And so that was really cool and really special because I was doing something I love to do. And then I even started personal training and stuff like that when she opened a gym. And anyway, but then all of that kind of fell apart in 2020, and my mom didn't want to help me out in the mornings anymore because I had early clients, and it just I never really got back into it very much after that. So that's the best way I can nutshell things. Because I know now, like, I'm doing everything I can to follow my inner guidance and to take it step by step. And the larger part of me is like, I'm not giving up now, but it's like we've stayed in this very, like I said, like I've said before, like a rock and a hard place, and just a very like vulnerable, like not stable position. And so not having like a strong support system, not having a tribe, not having friends even to like talk to that, I can lean on or like get support from, or that sort of thing it's been crippling. Like, I don't know, I don't want to be overly dramatic or, but it's like, it's just one of those, like, that's one of the reasons that I haven't just jumped on us leaving, because I'm like, I need to have a little bit of a security blanket, or have I told God, I was like, I need a magic carpet ride. Like, it doesn't have to be magical, but like, I need to know that like, it's not going to be another traumatic situation that I'm walking into and stuff. So, this has helped me grow in my inner strength, and like there's been just insane amounts of fear, and I don't know how much of it was projection or whatever, because I don't even really do whatever, and you're just taking my word for it, but I don't really do the return to sender thing. I do now ask for not negative energies not to be like in my aura, and I send love, but like, that's not really a thing that I did. That's why I think I also was stuck in depression so many different times. But, I know that there's been different situations where I've seen my mom block me. So I know that, my mom and dad communicate with each other, and that's why it's like, I know I'm triangulated, because every time I'll go over there, it's like gossip between like what he said, that whole he said, she said stuff. And it's like, I can't believe like we're still in this, years later. And so, I guess I'm just going to end this with like, there's really no like, first of all, I want to say I love you so much to anybody who watches these videos, and I appreciate you. And even though I don't have the like physical support in my life, I do feel it energetically, and I know that there's those that are supporting us. And like I said, I know that there's been some protection, because otherwise I wouldn't have grown in strength. I mean, obviously God for sure, but I know that you guys, somebody is sending us love, because otherwise I wouldn't have grown in strength. Okay, so what I was gonna say is that, there's really no like, there's no shortcut. They're telling me there's no shortcuts. Yeah, there's probably that, but also there's no like, oh my God, I cannot find the words. Like, do not diminish, first of all, the power that you can create on your own, and that you are better off on your own, because that was one of the things. And okay, I'm gonna say another part to that, but like, that was one of the reasons that I stuck around with these people that I was like, I don't really know about this situation, or that I'm really like, I wasn't learning how to be more sovereign. Like, it was almost like the opposite of like, they were kind of making it seem like I started to be a joke, but at the same time they're like, no, you should just be a parent. Like, and it was always like sob stories, and like all these sad situations with other kids who are autistic and all this. And I'm like, you know what? It's getting better. Like, I don't want to dwell on the negative. Like, it was always this. Anyway, so, I latched onto it because it was the only security that we had left. And yet that's also the thing that weakened me so much. So there is no like, there's nothing stronger than you doing what's best for you. I'm just going to say that, because that's what's coming to me, because I'm like, I cannot find the right words right now. And having the right people in your corner, and because like I said, I don't know, I'm just going to put these up unless anything else comes into the energy. I don't know what's happened behind my back. I don't have any justice. I just know that I've been blocked, and I know that I haven't had support, and I know that I've been dealing with trolls, and I know that, nothing, it's not that things aren't growing, but it's like, in the physical, it's not like I said, it's like, I know that I have to get us to a better space, but like, I need to have a little bit of security in knowing that I'm doing that, because I don't just want to take our stuff and plop in the next place. Like, I want to have like a step-by-step, and I'm like, that's the least that I can do for us. But that we've literally been in that place where we don't even have that. So, and yet I have been able to keep standing up and keep pressing forward and finding the strength within myself, because it's just me and this dude. Like, we don't have anybody else right now. Not physical support, or emotional support for that matter. But, so just, be wary, especially if and discernment takes time and stuff like that. But, I'm not telling you to not give people another chance or whatever. I'm just, if you know that people don't have good intentions for you, or they don't really want to support you, like, you've heard them say mean things about you, it's like, and like I said, it's hard for me to talk about still, because it feels very, it's hard. I almost want to fully detach. Like, what is that word? What's that thing where you detach from reality, like have disillusionment? Because it's like, sometimes it's just like, this can't be real. It can't be like a real story, but it's like, this is my story. And that's the thing too that came to me this morning, is it's like, there's been so many times that I feel like I'm the thorn in everybody's side because I chose to do what's best for me and Teddy. And like, and it's been such a crazy ride because of that. But it's like, of course, like, why would I not try to do what's best for us? And my kid only has me. His dad's not here. Like, he lives in a whole other state and stuff. So I love you guys, and I know that things happen for a reason, that things are going to fall when they're meant to. And if I've been able to do what I've done on my own and keep pressing forward, then you can do it. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that you can do it. Okay. I do think that we all need to feel, we need our people. You need at least one person in your corner. And I'm sure that there's somebody out there that's been in our corner, that's been sending us protection or support or whatever, because like I said, I know that there's been somebody that's been helping me grow in strength, and I love you and I appreciate that. And I love all of you. Like I said, it's so weird for me to talk about because I'm still like, I don't have justice on stuff. So it's like, it's weird, you know, like I said, I still, even if I did, I don't want to just throw people under the bus. Like, it's about forgiveness. So, let's just support each other how we can. And, you know, even as friends, you know, that's really what it comes down to. Because it's like, if you don't have a romantic partner in this life, that's okay. But having friends and knowing that you have someone to reach out to and lean on and laugh with and, you know, and play with and all of those things, it's like, that's really what matters. All right. So I hope that touched somebody. I hope it inspires you, and I hope that it brings you something that you need, and that you don't freaking give up, man. Okay.